up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, this week is Mental Health Awareness Week. We'll have the information on all the events you can attend.
Plus, find out where Hurricane Matthew is headed as it moves through the Caribbean.
And we'll have the latest Kardashian news of the past weekend and what caused Kanye to cut his concert short. Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the CitrusTV studios, this is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening, I'm Lauren Anderson.
And I'm Michael Tricarico, here with tonight's top stories. Detectives are still looking for a motive in the killing of Syracuse University student 23-year-old Shou Peng Wan from Beijing was found dead behind an apartment complex near Lemoyne College on Friday.
Deputies and DeWitt police officers responded to 911 calls about reported gunshots on Friday afternoon at the Springfield Garden Apartments. No suspect information has been released.
The Department of Public Safety is working with the Onondaga County Police on this investigation, and counseling services are available to students.
Citrus TV News will continue to follow the story as details emerge. SU's first Mental Health Awareness Week is underway and many events are happening here on campus. Members of Syracuse Active Minds tabled today in Shine for the National Day Without Stigma. They hope that the week will raise awareness and promote positive mental health. Events this week include a meditation at Hendricks, therapy dogs, and roundtable discussions. More information can be found online. And Healthy Monday Syracuse is encouraging members of the campus community to get outside and walk this month. The 4th annual Walktober began today with students and faculty coming together to walk the Monday Mile around campus. The month-long initiative intends to promote physical activity simply by walking and enjoying the fall foliage. Participants can win prizes by sharing their walks on Instagram with a photo and the hashtag WalktoberSU.
The best-known figure in the 3D printing world kicks off the University Lectures Series. Bree Pettis will be in Hendricks Chapel tomorrow at 7:30 to discuss his long history of inspiring others to make things. Pettis is now pushing 3D printing in new directions, including the development of the first ever feature film made with 3D printed characters. Tomorrow's event is free and open to the public. Tomorrow is National News Engagement Day, and to celebrate, award-winning journalist Mike Hanna will speak about the joys and challenges of international reporting. Hanna has worked for CNN and Al Jazeera, reporting from Syria, Iraq, South Africa, and more. The event begins at 7:30 p.m. in the Helmy Screening Room in Newhouse. The Newhouse Center for Global Engagement is hosting a day-long symposium on media's role in the Syrian conflict this Thursday. Speakers will discuss the struggles of reporting the war, developing political solutions, and seeking justice for victims. Panelists include professors, political officials, students, and journalists. The event will be held in the Herg Auditorium at Newhouse and live-streamed online.
One person is dead and another is in critical condition after a crash on I-81 South in Cicero. According to police, all southbound lanes were closed early this morning but are now open. The crash occurred when a car going north crossed the median into southbound traffic. Authorities say the 16-year-old driver of the vehicle was transported to the hospital for head injuries, and the passenger in the car was pronounced dead at the scene. One of the drivers going south is in the hospital and the other driver was not injured. And an Oswego County boy has been battling brain cancer for the last 10 years. Citrus TV reporter Megan Mystery visited his family to talk about what they're doing to help others with the same type of cancer.
Get Jack, never give up, never giving.
11-year-old Jack Tweedy has been battling brain cancer since he was 2. What are those shirts for?
These are for me.
Doctors discovered a brain tumor the size of a lacrosse ball inside of Jack's head.
I remember driving home thinking, this is a dream. I remember waking up the next day thinking, God, that was a terrible dream.
Jack gets treatment at Boston Children's Hospital.
The way the tumor sticks on the brainstem, it's almost like a piece of gum and shag carpet. where you're trying to get the gum out but still save the carpet.
Jack has had so much treatment that for the last 2.5 years, doctors have chosen to monitor the tumor's growth and give Jack's body a rest.
One of the doctors said to us one time that, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Each of those beads represents a time Jack has had a chemo treatment, a surgery, or a poke of the needle.
While this string of beads might make Jack a little out of the ordinary, what his family has done because of his cancer makes them extraordinary.
I want to help families. Well, the best way I can help a family is help have their kid be in their life.
So he set up a hero fund with St. Baldrick's Foundation. Named For the Love of Jack, the fund has raised $135,000 over 4 years, with $100,000 of that already donated.
It was enough that we could fund a scientific researcher for a year.
Greg says most of the money is raised by their team at the Brave the Shave event each year. Even Jack's 8-year-old brother took part in last year's shave. Why did you decide that you wanted to shave your head?
Because I really want to do it for my big brother. I really love him.
Research done by the funds may help with the one thing the Tweedy family is most looking forward to, the last bead on Jack's string. Megan Mystery, Citrus TV News.
Jack's Hero Fund continues to grow. If you're interested in donating, you can visit the page on the St. Baldrick's Foundation website.
And coming up, new information about Trump's tax returns, plus how Hurricane Matthew will impact your plans this week.
It was a beautiful day here in Syracuse once the sun started to come out. The first full week of October has arrived, and what does that mean for our weather? Stay tuned for my full forecast.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Got a quarter?
Activists are calling on Los Angeles police to name the officers involved in the deadly shooting of an 18-year-old black man. The shooting occurred on Saturday afternoon after police tried to pull over a car with paper license plates. The driver and passenger both fled the vehicle and the passenger was shot. Police have disclosed little about their investigation but are determining if deadly force was necessary. Police blocked an intersection near the scene both Saturday and Sunday night in protest of the shooting. And experts say documents obtained by the New York Times could have allowed Donald Trump to forego paying federal income tax for nearly 2 decades. The documents reveal Trump reported losses of more than $900 million on his 1995 tax return. Questions remain unanswered about Trump's recent finances. Trump has refused to release his most recent tax returns, making him the first presidential candidate not to do so in 4 decades. Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton slammed Trump for allegedly avoiding taxes at a rally today.
Now, while millions of American families, including mine and yours, were working hard, paying our fair share. It seems he was contributing nothing to our nation. Imagine that.
A 6-year-old boy who was shot in the South Carolina school shooting died Saturday. Jacob Hall had brain damage and major blood loss from the shooting. Police say the 14-year-old who is suspected of the shooting at the Townville Elementary School is being charged with 3 accounts of attempted murder. Authorities believe the suspect killed his father, then drove to the elementary school. The suspect's name has not been released. Colombia's former president is calling for a big national pact after Colombians voted down a peace deal with the FARC rebel group. Colombia's current president signed that deal that would have brought an end to the 50 years of conflict, but the deal was narrowly voted down in a nationwide referendum Sunday, and the ceasefire will remain in place. Colombia's president and FARC leaders met today to work on a new deal. Both said they are still committed to finding a path to peace.
The British Prime Minister says the United Kingdom is set to leave the European Union by 2019. Theresa May says they would begin the formal process by the end of this coming March. This marks the first time since the Brexit vote in June that the British government has set out a timetable for unwinding its relationship with the UK's biggest trading partner. She gave little information on the future relationship the country will have with the EU. And this year's Nobel Prize winner in medicine says he hopes young scientists will follow up on his research. Yoshinori Oshumi is a Japanese biologist honored today for his experiments on the self-eating process. His research could help fight diseases like cancer, Parkinson's, and type 2 diabetes. He wants the next generation of researchers to explore unanswered questions about the process in which cells break down and recycle some of their content.
Hurricane Matthew is making its way up through the Caribbean and toward Haiti. The storm briefly became a Category 5 storm before being downgraded to a 4. Haitian officials are still warning citizens that the hurricane is extremely dangerous. 2 boaters off the Haitian coast were killed in the rough waves as the storm approached. Matthew is expected to make landfall Monday night and will continue up the east coast of the United States later in the week. Hurricane Matthew isn't expected to hit Syracuse, but it has been cloudy and rainy here lately.
Galat Malamed is in studio now with your weekly forecast. Galat, will we be seeing more rain this week?
No more rain till later in the week. Today, no precipitation at all. Beautiful 65 degrees, very low winds at 5 miles per hour, so that's why it didn't feel too cold out today. As we head into the first full week of October, national temperatures across the country cool up here in the mountains in the 50s. Syracuse mostly in the mid-60s, 70s around the area, and down south low 80s and even high 80s, just still really warm down there. Current temperatures around the area across the board were in the mid-60s. Syracuse was the highest today at 65, Cortland the lowest at 62. Waking up tomorrow, 8 a.m., 55 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy throughout the day, but really low winds, only about 1 to 4 miles per hour, so that'll definitely help it feel a little warmer. Temperatures throughout the day, 9 a.m., 57 degrees, going to move up to 66 at noon and 68 as we head into the night. Bad news is it's going to be really humid tomorrow, 8 a.m., 96% humidity. It's going to climb down as we head into the day, but the humidity is going to spike back up in the nighttime. So really humid mornings, really humid nights. 5-day forecast: Tuesday, high of 71, low of 51. Wednesday, high 73, low of 50. Thursday, high of 78, low 52. Friday, high 78, low 52. Saturday might see some PM showers at a high of 71.
All right, Gilad, it's October, but the temperatures are still warm. It's still been pretty nice. I'm not going to complain, but when can we expect the fall chill to hit?
Definitely through the weekend, it's still going to be nice out. Probably next week, we're going to start seeing lows in the 40s instead of 50s, and the highs are really going to be in the very low 60s, sometimes 50s. So later into next week, it'll start coming.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
So much. And up next, we have some information regarding new Facebook features. Stay tuned to find out what family emergency caused Kanye to run off stage last night.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Facebook users can now shop through the website. The new mobile feature called Marketplace lets people browse a feed of products for sale by others nearby and quickly list stuff for sale. The integration with Facebook Messenger lets users easily speak with buyers and sellers. Producers are calling this a friendlier Craigslist. And Facebook is also bringing its Messenger app to emerging markets. The site launched Messenger Lite today, an app that uses less data and is designed to work in areas with slower internet connection. The app is available in 6 countries, including Kenya and Venezuela. Facebook hopes to bring it to more places in the coming months in an effort to expand its international audience.
An app will soon offer life-saving care for people in rural India. Students at Johns Hopkins University founded IntelliHealth, which will let health workers act as a proxy for doctors. 70% of India's population is in rural areas, and about 60% of healthcare infrastructures are in cities. The app will help workers provide diagnoses and save patients time and money. Google has until October 31st to respond to the European Union's antitrust charges. The European Commission says that Google has been using its Android mobile operating system to block competitors by pre-installing its Google Chrome browser. This is the 4th extension the EU has given Google to make changes. Google could be fined $7 billion if it doesn't respond.
Kim Kardashian West was robbed at gunpoint last night in Paris. Police say 2 masked men overcame a security guard at her hotel and then tied Kardashian West up and stole $10 million worth of jewelry. A family spokesperson says she was shaken up but not physically injured. The incident caused Kanye to abruptly stop mid-performance and leave his concert in Queens. Saturday Night Live kicked off its 42nd season on Saturday night. Actress Margot Robbie hosted and The Weeknd performed as a night's musical guest. The show opened with a parody of the first presidential debate where Kate McKinnon returned as Hillary Clinton and Alec Baldwin portrayed Donald Trump. Kenan Thompson also returned as Red Sox designated hitter David Ortiz on the show's Weekend Update. Next week, Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda is set to host with 21 Pilots as a musical guest.
Coming up in sports, it was the same old Syracuse football team this weekend. I'll tell you what happened on their trip to the Big Apple. And could number 3 men's soccer bounce back from their first loss of the season? That and more up next. Stay with us.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Syracuse football went to MetLife Stadium this weekend to take on Notre Dame for the final installment of the New York College Classic, and this one was an absolute shootout. Let's take a look at the highlights. Both defenses came into this one struggling, and it showed early on with one of the craziest opening 5-minute stretches ever. First play, it was Deshaun Kaiser to Equanimous St. Brown. I hope I got that one right. 79-yard touchdown, 7-0 Notre Dame. Just 18 seconds into this one, and that wouldn't be the last you heard of him, because on the next Notre Dame possession, it was Kaiser to St. Brown again. This one for a 67-yard touchdown, 16-13 Notre Dame, but Amba at the towel for Syracuse. He had enough of the Equanimous St. Brown highlights. He wanted to make some highlights of his own. He catches the pass from Eric Dungy and goes 72 yards to the house. 16-13 Notre Dame. Just a little under 5 minutes in this one, and you can't make this stuff up, because on the next play, Notre Dame's C.J. Sanders, he returns the kickoff 98 yards to the house. 5 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of this one. 23-13 Notre Dame early on. Second quarter action here. Kaiser takes it in for a touchdown, 3 yards there, and it's 30-20 Notre Dame with 12 minutes in the second quarter, but back come Syracuse. Irv Phillips from Dungy for 14 yards, and this one is 33-27 Irish at half, but in the second half, the Irish would salt this one away. Dexter Williams cuts back, and he takes it all the way to the house, 59 yards. It's 47-27 Notre Dame after this, and they'd win 50-33 over Syracuse. Let's hear what Dino Babers had to say.
I think the process is going to be fine. There's certain things that are not there yet, but the things that are not there, we will either develop or we will bring in. And I think when it's all said and done, you guys will like the cake that we're baking. Right now is not the time to eat the batter. Wait for us to bake the cake.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. You guys bake cakes?
The always great Dino Babers there. For the second consecutive game, SU men's soccer took on a top 5 opponent on Friday. This time, it was number 4 North Carolina, and the Orange looked to bounce back from their first loss of the season to Notre Dame. So let's take a look at how this one went down. SU taking on the Tar Heels at SU Soccer Stadium, and there was a lot of rain falling in this one, but not a lot of goals being scored. UNC early on, and it's Hendrik Hilpert with the save, 0-0. Few moments later now, it's Chris Nenko for Q's. He fires a shot just wide, and that'd be the story of this one, just missed chances. Here across by Sergio Camargo, it falls to SU's captain, Liam Callahan. He can't get it to go. We're all tied 0-0 at half. Second half action, more of the same. UNC here with a cross, but Hilpert comes out. Oh, actually, it's Johannes Peels with the clearance there. And then a few minutes later, Camargo's cross gets stopped by UNC's keeper. And really, this one was just a game of missed chances. The biggest one here, Chris Nenko. He hits the crossbar in the 81st minute, can't get it to go. We'd head into overtime, tied at 0. And then it's Oyvind Alset's cross, and it's headed away by UNC. Callahan can't get the shot to go, and this one ends in a 0-0 tie. SU doesn't win for the second straight game. Staying on soccer, the women's squad faced their toughest test of the season yesterday. They took on number 10 Duke down in Durham, and it was a game to forget for the Orange. They fell 4-0 to the Blue Devils. After the score was 1-0 at halftime, Duke's offense came alive. They scored 3 goals in the second half en route to a 4-0 victory over Syracuse. It is SU's third straight loss. They dropped to 7-4-2 on the season. The next chance for the Lady Orange to snap their losing streak will be on Thursday at home against Virginia Tech. And SU Field Hockey continued their title defense season this weekend with a couple of big games. They took on ACC foe Louisville Friday and pulled out a huge 2-1 win thanks to a game-winning goal from Lise Lackerway. Lackerway would continue her strong play in the second weekend game as she scored 2 more goals in a 4-3 Syracuse victory over Bucknell on Sunday. The Orange are now an incredible 10-1 on the year.
All right, thank you, Matt. So what does Syracuse football need to win this weekend against Wake Forest?
I mean, they need to establish a run game. Again, early on, they had the run game going against Notre Dame, and their offense was clicking. But after that, kind of goes away. They also need to maintain their offense. They like to go for the big plays, and it usually works. You see Ambato Tawo's long play, and they need more than. In the second half, they kind of resort to these short little cross routes, short dump-offs, and they end up in a lot of third and long situations, and it ends up hurting them.
All right, we'll see if Syracuse can improve on that this next weekend. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with your weather for tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
All right, we're back with the Gilot. What can I expect for tomorrow's weather? What should I wear to class?
You know, it's going to be really similar to today, so whatever you were comfortable in with today, I would go with that for tomorrow. It's going to be like that throughout the whole week pretty much. So.
All right, perfect. I'll absolutely do that. Thank you. For fans of Christopher Walken, you can now walk through a garden of his statues. Multiple of the actor's busts were included in the Long Island City Park.
The statues are part of an exhibit called Monument to Walken, and the figures will be on display until March of 2017.
The statues are part of the Socrate Sculpture Park's Emerging Artist Fellowship exhibit and has led to a huge increase of visitors to the park.
Although Walken himself hasn't visited the exhibit yet, he was born in Queens near the park, so maybe he'll give a visit to see his sculptures sometime soon. And that is all we have for Citrus TV News. For information on these stories and more, check out CitrusTV.com and make sure to follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News. I'm Lauren Anderson.
And I'm Michael Tricarico. For Matt Ryle and Gilot Malabed, our entire crew here inside the Citrus TV studios. Have a great night, Syracuse.